everybody. Hi. I am obviously in the car. I did turn the, let me turn the fan down. The engine's running, but I did turn the gain down because there's like cars driving by because I'm like literally parked on the street right now. But today I had a bunch of running around to do, and while I unexpectedly did get off last night, which was nice, I was put on call so I didn't have to do my fourth 12-hour shift. I got some extra sleep because I wasn't hungry and I didn't feel like making coffee or getting coffee, so when they put me on call I decided I would just go to sleep. But then it's like I slept on and off, and then I woke up at like 2:30 and could not go back to sleep because that's when I'm normally up. I thought about doing a video then, but I just couldn't find the energy to move. So I just watched Chicago Fire, which I'm starting with the first season because I've never watched it before. So it's on Peacock. So that was interesting because it's like, I don't know, I've been getting into shows like that are mostly unrealistic and soapy, but I mean, there's some realistic. That show is more realistic, I think, than 911, which I also really liked and am up to date with. Okay, so I have I'm going to my dad's when I leave here to, I think, watch a movie and then hopefully back home to sleep because tomorrow morning I need to be ready for a little road trip. My face is itching because I think I have a sensitivity to the foundation I was using. So it keeps itching, sorry. So my cousin and I are going back up to upstate New York tomorrow. And we're leaving a little bit earlier, probably like 10 instead of 12. But I'm hoping that I cannot be up all night tonight like usual, because I would like to start that trip, a little weekend trip, rested, because it's just better for me and my anxiety. And it's better for having a better time. And our dog is going to come with us. His name is Mando. I will definitely post a video with Mando. I don't know if he's going to be very ASMR friendly, but we will try. We will definitely try. And I'll definitely do some lo-fi. I don't think I'm going to take the microphone up there because it was so windy the last time, and I think it's kind of cold now. The only place I would have wanted to have the microphone would have been like on one of our walks by Lake Ontario, but I doubt that I'm going to take that with me when we go there. And my cousins were not like in the mood to whisper. They don't really get it. So even though they did do a video in Poland, and I've done, they want to probably be done in 15 seconds, and I'm like, well, I need to make something, that my point is when people don't get it, it's kind of hard to, but I'll try to do something lo-fi and something with Mando. Otherwise I'm going to visit my dad and stepmother, and then I'm going to, I already like kind of packed my stuff up, but I'm very dramatic. So even though I'm only going, it's like a decent drive from where I live. It's not short. So it is a long day. But it's like you would think I'm going back to like Poland with the way I act, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to clean the whole apartment. I gotta make sure everything's together in the apartment, and I gotta like do all the chores, and then I gotta make sure the cats have tons of extra food, and I have 2 of my friends cat sitting like to fill the morning and evening times between Friday night and Sunday morning, because I'll be back Sunday by evening time. I'll be back, and I am off Sunday night, thankfully, so should be able to just rest. Oh, sorry, big fan just drove by. I was going to mute it, but I wasn't. My brain and my hands were not communicating. Sorry. I feel like I'm like allergic or something. Not like a serious allergy, but allergic enough to be annoying. I am kind of further away from it. I'm just trying not to be. I feel like sometimes when I re-listen, that car was loud. Sometimes when I re-listen to some of the videos, I'm like, it sounds, I don't want to do it because it's going to mess it up, but it sounds like I'm just scream, whispering, breathing into the mic, and it's like too sensitive or too up close. So because I'm outside, that's why I lowered the gain and stuff. It is very busy. I'm going to have somebody explain to me why on November 13th, which is just a random Friday in November, I went driving around at 1 o'clock you would think, or the day before some big, huge sale somewhere. And it's decent weather. It is 57 degrees, but I'm just baffled because the parking lot, everywhere I went was like full. The roads are full. I'm like, what is going on? Why are there so many people? I need to move somewhere less populated, I think. Okay, anyway, I think I'll do a ramble about the house thing and the moving thing for 2026, and maybe some of you guys that watch my videos could give me your opinion. Maybe you've done this stuff before. Maybe you can tell me what you think. But I may do that, and I can share some of the signs that I feel like I've gotten, because I can't really get a strong resonating intuitive feeling, so I've asked for some signs, and maybe you believe in that, maybe you don't, but I could share that. I have a few other work stories I could share from the past, which I put on my list to do. I thought about doing just a quick ramble where I just say stuff to you that patients have said to me. Now obviously not identifying anything about the patient, like we're not even going to say if they're male or female. We're just going to say these are the things that have been said to me, and I think it would be funny because some of the things are just, wow. I have to leave out some of the profanity, but other than that, some of it I think it would be entertaining. But after doing the vampire role play, which was fun, by the way, I had fun. I think I put too much into that day, though. Like, I barely had time, to get to where I was going, and then I was exhausted. I was having trouble being the candy giver outer because I was so tired. But the makeup was fun, and I wasn't a big fan of the dress, but it was a cheap Amazon dress, so I learned a few things for next Halloween. If I want to go all out, I learned a few things. But after I did the whisper role play thing, vampire, I don't know, I just lost my love again for making videos. That seems to happen to me every so often, and then it'll come back and I'll be like, I need to make videos. What am I doing? And I know I'm talking really fast, but that's been my thing lately. I've been listening to these channels where everybody talks really fast, and it's been more relaxing and more helpful with my insomnia. So while there's a time and a place for the slower stuff, I've kind of been like making the videos that I watch, or at least I'm not trying to say they're the same, but you know what I mean, like the same style, because I do think it can be quite relaxing to go slow. I do. But again, not the mode I'm really in today. So anyway, so this is just absolutely random ramble. Just telling you about my weekend trip, and like I said, I'll definitely do at least lo-fi. I have the baby mic, like the little tiny mic. I could probably take the baby mic and do something with that up there. Maybe try to do a short with Mando if he doesn't attack the phone or microphone. I don't mean like vicious, I just mean because he's hyper. Let's see. I'm thinking, I don't know, it's really hard for me to tell how this sounds because it almost sounds like it's not on, but I can tell that it is, so I don't know how you guys make the videos without the headphones, because the whole time I'd be wondering if I'm too loud or too low, and I'd probably be telling the audience I'm too loud the whole time, and then lo and behold, I would be too low. Anyway, I think a couple of people left me some ideas, so thank you. I will do whatever you said on there. I'll put on my list. And I'm trying to think of something else I had thought of to add. I kind of didn't like some of the videos that were going around, where they were asking random questions, and if you said yes, you could sleep. When I listened to it to sleep, it annoyed me because all the questions were if your name's Heather, you can sleep. If you know your blood type, you can sleep. I think it's a great idea, but for some reason when I tried to listen to it for sleep, I kept listening too intently to the questions and getting annoyed that I couldn't say yes, and therefore I guess I decided I couldn't sleep. I don't know. But I could try a video like that if anybody's interested. Let me know. I'm just trying to think of what else I can talk about, because I'm about ready to go to their house. My stomach's been hurting, my head's been hurting. I have low iron. I've just been running very low on energy lately. I did go visit my daughter at her job today, so I accomplished that goal. That was all the driving and traffic I was telling you about. And then I'm going to, like I said, visit Dad, and then I'm going to make one more errand stop, and then do the trash, and just relax and get some sleep. That is the goal. That is always the goal. And like I said, I was glad I got last night off. I was kind of looking forward to having the overtime, but then I was like, you're always where you're supposed to be. I truly believe you're always where you're supposed to be. So I was like, I'll take the sleep. It's just that it gets messed up because if I stayed up from 5:30 when they told me I was on call, I didn't have anywhere I wanted to go. I was already in mode to get ready for work, tired, and because I wasn't feeling like I wanted to make dinner and watch a show or do a class or something like my spiritual stuff. It was like, I'm tired, let me go back to sleep. But then it throws me off because then by like 2-3 a.m. I'm just wide awake and we're starting the day that early. And now that it's right now I think it's 3:45. So now I'm like exhausted and I'm just ready to go lay down and put a show on and hopefully get rest. But I hope the same thing doesn't happen again because that's possible. And it'll be 7 p.m. and I'll be like, all right, I have to take a nap, and then I'll be up for the whole night again. Because I have learned that like things that make my anxiety worse are changing my routine, which is what I'm doing by going away for the weekend, which I go away a lot, but that messes with it. And also lack of sleep. And I don't know if just getting older has made lack of sleep intolerable, but it is intolerable these days. Sorry, I'm tapping this pencil. I hope that's not loud. I can't really hear it, so hopefully you can't either. Let's see what else. My birthday is next week. Woohoo. Yay. Maybe I'll try to make a video on that day because I work the night before. It's actually Tuesday. I worked the night before, but I took off that night. So maybe I can make a video just demanding birthday attention. No, I'm just kidding. I am very dramatic about my birthday. I'm like a 10-year-old. And I've been this way my whole life. I don't know if it, not to be like dramatic right now, but like sometimes I think it's because, when I was a kid, I saw, my mom died young, and not to be dramatic or anything, but I always think of like birthdays, especially as you get older, and people joke about, lying about their age, like they're 29 for the 10th time. Like, I get that it's funny, but I don't really find it personally funny because I'm like, I just gonna own it, because I feel like I'm lucky that I even got this many years. I mean, she didn't, my aunt didn't, and I know that probably sounds like dark and disturbing, but I just look at it from the perspective of it is a privilege to grow older, and we can always joke, I joke about being old all the time, but I'm so like childish, and I'm so always seeking fun that I'll never feel old, I don't think, in that way, my body just feels kind of old, but there's definitely some wisdom that comes with that as well, definitely, because I can see myself sometimes saying to somebody who's like 30, some of the things that were said to me when I was 30, in like a fun, lighthearted way. I would never tell anybody what to do with their life, but I can tell that people aren't receptive, because they look at it like, I'll never be your age, but yes you will, and faster than you think. And I don't say that as like to be mean. I'm just saying like it just all of a sudden starts to fly by, and then you're like, how did I become the age that I thought I would never be? Like it's wild. But then on the same token, I want to be grateful. You know what I mean? So I hope that made sense. If it didn't, I can clarify. Just let me know. I'm probably gonna wrap it up in a minute, but I felt like, wow, it's been 12 days since I posted a video, and usually I like to post weekly just because it's my hobby and because I have fun. This doesn't sound like it's very sensitive today, which is a good thing because of where I'm at, so hopefully it won't be too much sound. It'll be just enough for this type of video, and I can switch out and do the hands-free mic until I decide to buy a stand or another Yeti, or I thought about buying a whole nother Yeti, a different color for my birthday, but then I decided to do something different for my birthday. So now I'm like, do I really allot myself more spending money? I don't know if I'm gonna do that. There's another car, sorry. It's just at 3 foot, it's rush hour now. I kind of want a Tascam mic. I think I told my daughter, I was like, you should buy me a Tascam mic for my hobby YouTube channel, fun ASMR stuff. Let's see, what else? I would like, now that I'm doing this video, I realize I kind of want to do an up closer, more sensitive, higher gain video, but I'll have to probably do that in the apartment, so maybe I'll do that when I get back if I feel inclined. I desk because I use the table in front of me kind of to hold the phone in place. There might not be any light. I don't know if doing like a dark video is going to be okay, but hold on. That was a school bus driving by. It was loud. So I don't really have anything else of substance to say. I did not get my nails done. I can't even tell you how traumatized I am by this van just zoomed by. And I'm on a side street. It's just wild to me how busy it is. Because the nails from last time like ripped off several of my own fronts of my own nails. I'm like, no thank you. I'll go back to doing like gel manicures or, you know, the fake glue-on ones for ASMR because they're more fun anyway because they're so like exaggeratedly long. They're really good for like mic scratching, brushing, tapping on glasses, stuff like that. So I will do those the next time because there's no way that I'm gonna trust those tips again. I mean, it's fine. I understand there's always a risk of damaging your nails, but it ripped off my nails, like 3 of them, the whole front of them, not the whole nail, but it was bleeding and it was painful, and I'm like, no thank you. Let me see, what else can we talk about? I don't really think people that I know watch my videos, at least not, I mean, I know one person that does, but I don't think, so I can talk about like the house stuff I was telling you. I can make that a video. I can maybe do the random questions about, you know, and if you get yes, you can sleep. If you like that idea, let me know. I want to do an up close, maybe a little slower than today, but like an up close with the Yeti where I hold it and we do a little higher sensitivity. I feel like sometimes those are hit or miss because as I'm listening to it, I'm like, wow, it's so sensitive. It sounds good. Like not good, like I don't like my own voice for ASMR, but it sounds good. But then another car. But then like I'll listen back sometimes and it'll seem too much. Like you would have to lower the volume if you were listening with headphones. So you know, I'm still learning stuff as I go. But it is almost, I'll do that's the other thing. I'll do a post sometime this weekend, maybe by Monday. If you guys could post like any ideas, I guess it's kind of the same post I already put up. I asked for video ideas, but if there's any you want to add, if you watch this video, I am almost to my 1-year ASMR YouTube channel anniversary. And I'll be honest, you know, when I started, I think I had 22 subscribers when I started and like 20 minutes of watch time. And it has grown quite a bit from those numbers. So I'll take it. I will take it. So I'm pretty amazed. Sometimes I get discouraged, but most of the time I'm just amazed and grateful. So, yeah, if there's anything special we should do for the 1 year, the 1 year is literally on Thanksgiving Day. And I'll probably record it then, too, just to be dramatic. But yeah, I started, and if you want to laugh at me, go back and watch my first video. I made a playlist of videos of mine that you should watch, and also just ASMR videos that I like that you should watch, if you want to check that out in my playlist. But my first video, I used like Halloween fingers to bear scratch the mic, but I didn't understand, and it's very harsh, so I do apologize for that if you go watch it. I also was learning, because the mic wasn't a good mic, and I was learning how not to breathe into it. So, it's kind of ridiculous. However, you can see that I really, really wanted it to be something, and also the Christmas tree looks lovely. So I'll give you that, guys, that much. Okay, I guess oh my gosh, the cars. I guess it's a sign I should go because it's not a great spot to film in, apparently. Alright, well, I may or may not do the up-close one tonight because of the whole lighting thing. Maybe I will just take the mic in case I feel like doing it up there. I'm just trying to think of when I'd be able to do it with the Yeti where they wouldn't be involved. You know, because they're going to end up talking and not whispering, even if they're willing to even participate. Yeah, and for grins, you can go back and look at the video that my cousins and I did in Poland, back when I was in Poland in March. That one's funny, because my one cousin whispered, my other cousin talked, and it was just silly, and there was no mic, so it was lo-fi, but we did it anyway. That's probably something I could do as a story time. I could do some story times from trips that I haven't covered. I think I've covered a lot of my trips. I talked about my South Africa trip, I talked about Hawaii, I talked about Iceland. I think they're all in my history. places I've traveled or something. But I could do like something specific and talk about like the highlight. Like in South Africa, we walked with lions. I could talk about that again. I'm pretty sure I already did. And also there's some story times I could talk about Poland, a little bit more specifics. We went and we toured Auschwitz, the camp. And we also like ended up in like a town near out there where nobody really spoke English, and we were trying not to be those kind of tourists, that are awful, but we kind of were. But I could do a story time on a little bit more like in-depth stories about my trips. Just let me know which one you're most interested in. Alright, I guess I'll go. Hopefully this sounds